There are few places more iconic than New York City during the holiday season. From towering buildings covered with festive decorations to stores displaying epic winter light shows, the Big Apple really offers some amazing seasonal attractions. That is, if you can get through the massive crowds of people all trying to take a selfie. This month, join me, Robbie Frank, and my girlfriend Kathy as we explore some of the coolest places across NYC. We'll shop 3 unique pop-up markets in Midtown Manhattan, visit the stunning Rockefeller Tree and Complex, and even try a few off-the-map attractions. In this episode, not only will we explore some of the best spots to chow down on delicious cuisine, but we'll throw axes and even have an immersive virtual reality experience. Finally, we'll finish up with some ice skating in Bryant Park. Come along as we explore New York City during the holiday season. It's gonna be a blast. Lace up your skates because the city awaits.
Hey guys, welcome to New York City. Today I'm trying something I've wanted to do for years. We are gonna go 70 stories into the air to experience the top of the rock. The 30 Rockefeller Complex is a historic landmark. Right behind me here, in that building, they've got Saturday Night Live, they've got The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, they've got The Late Show with Seth Meyers, so there is a lot going on. Across the street, you have The Today Show. So if you do come to the top of the rock and you want to make the most of your experience here, one thing that you can do is try to get tickets to a bunch of the live shows that they film right here at 30 Rock. I've done it before for a couple of these shows. It's a lot of fun. And if you want to make the most of your experience here at 30 Rock, something I highly recommend. You've got some pretty amazing shops that are part of this complex. You've got the Lego store. You've got Nintendo New York, the biggest Nintendo store in North America. Just like creator of this plaza, John D. Rockefeller, set out, this is really kind of a city within a city. And just to show you how close a couple of these things are from Rockefeller, here is 30 Rock right behind me. That is Saks Fifth Avenue. And just around the corner there, you'd find Atlas and the St. Patrick's Cathedral. So there is really just so much going on here in this little city within a city, right?
Welcome to Top of the Rock.
Wow, look at this. Wow. This is unreal. See Central Park right there. So we just got off the elevator on the 67th floor. We're heading up. As you head up, I heard it gets better and better. Skyscrapers are a very American invention. You started to really see them emerge in New York City in the 1930s. In 1930, you had both the Empire State Building and the Chrysler Building developed. And just 3 years later, you had 30 Rockefeller Plaza created. So these 3 massive buildings, which realigned New York City around Midtown, were all created like right in this time period, kind of the years following the Great Depression. A lot of history here. Wow, look at this view. This is pretty amazing. So as you look to the south side, you can see the Empire State Building. And if you look a little bit further, you can also see the Freedom Tower in the distance there. You really get a pretty amazing perspective from the top of the rock. I mean, where else are you gonna be able to see both across Central Park and be able to get a view of the Chrysler Building, the Met Life Building, both the Empire State Building, World Trade Center, one building. I mean, this is pretty amazing. You can see Hudson Yards. So when you get to the tippy top of the rock here, you may notice the structure back here. It might remind you of almost like being on a boat or like a cruise ship, right? Well, that's actually very intentional. So the creator, John D. Rockefeller, wanted going to work each day to kind of feel like an adventure. So being here is almost like setting sail into New York City. So if you do visit the top of the Rock and you're feeling hungry, definitely make your way down to the food court they've got underneath the 30 Rock complex. One of my favorite shops here, and I find myself coming back here time and time again, is a chain called Potbelly Sandwiches. They've got like just some of the most delicious toasted subs you've ever had. Highly recommend it. Today we're gonna be checking out some of the coolest activities that you can do here in Midtown Manhattan.
The holiday season has exploded all over Midtown, and we're going to show you some of the best seasonal locations.
Right now we're starting on 34th, right outside of the Macy's here. You'll recognize this Macy's not only from the famous Christmas movie Miracle on 34th Street, but you see it every year as part of the annual Thanksgiving Day Parade.
James Corden. But don't worry, it's not just going to be window shopping. We've got a few surprises in store for you, so come along.
Macy's is not only famous for its epic holiday displays, but it actually has one of the first ever operational escalators. It's made out of wood. So babe, what do you think it's Macy's?
It's so big. Like, we're still going up. I've lost count which floor we're on.
Okay, so here's the deal about this wooden elevator. We found it on the 8th floor, and it was originally made by the Otis Elevator Company. They basically pioneered this escalator technology. They've kept part of this wooden escalator, which I'm so happy they did because it's just such a really cool, like, historical artifact right here in New York City. Okay guys, it is crazy busy out here. There is like 1,000,001 tourists, but we just got to our next destination, which is right on 5th Avenue. We're gonna check out Saks Fifth Avenue. Pretty high-end department store, but they've got this really epic display this year. The whole building is just lit up.
And welcome to Saks Fifth Avenue's Theater of Dreams.
Shopper, you don't want to miss walking down 5th Avenue and 6th Avenue here from 42nd Street up until Central Park, because everything is decked out so beautifully. There are lights, there are ornaments, it's just so beautiful.
Okay guys, so our next stop is going to be Bloomingdale's. I've actually never been to a Bloomingdale's, but Kathy tells me it's pretty fancy.
It's super, super fancy. And this year they have a Grinch-themed display in honor of the new movie coming out, or that is out already, with Benedict Cumberbatch.
And from what I've read online, you can actually take a selfie with the Grinch.
Ooh.
One of the good things if you do come into the city to see a lot of these holiday displays is there's a lot of stuff that's super close and nearby to one another. If you are coming into the city to see a lot of this holiday stuff, they're not super far away from each other. You just gotta deal with the traffic.
If you're shopping, it might take you more than, a day, but if you're just sightseeing, one afternoon is plenty.
Now we're gonna do something that I've been meaning to do all year. Me and Kathy, now that we're living together, we decided we're gonna make our own Christmas cards. And since there's so much natural beauty to New York City anyways.
Natural?
Well, man-made beauty, I guess you could say. So yeah, we're gonna head over to the Rockefeller Tree, take a picture there. They got all sorts of lights set up.
I've never had a Christmas photo, ever.
Other than taking pictures with my family, this will be the first time that I'm taking one with my girlfriend. And now that me and Kathy are living together, it felt only right. Okay guys, so I think me and Kathy got our Christmas photos, which is good, but I did want to give you guys a couple of recommendations.
Kathy and I discovered a wonderful alternative to the Rockefeller Christmas tree at Lottie New York Palace, which is located on Madison Avenue between 50th and 51st. Additionally, to avoid the traffic of Rockefeller, consider two other great substitutes, the MetLife Building and Bryant Park.
And if you are trying to go ice skating, along with the ice skating rink they have here at Rockefeller, there's one over at Bryant Park, which is a lot cheaper. Here at Rockefeller, if you bring your skates, I think it's about $25, and if you don't, it's about $50. Over at Bryant Park, it's free if you have your own skates, and it's $20 if you don't. Finding space for a new shop or restaurant can be difficult, especially in New York City with how dense it is. Investors are often looking for all sorts of different opportunities they can take advantage of. One of those cleverly designed spaces is an underground shopping center called Turnstile. One thing that you will definitely not get tired of in New York City is the vast variety of food. In this location alone, you can get chicken and waffles, you can get Russian dumplings, you can even get Bolivian empanadas. So there is a lot to try. One thing that's cool about being here in Turnstile is that there are so many places in New York City that are underutilized. And with the success of all the retail at places like Grand Central Station, a lot of investors are starting to invest in these places that were relatively barren for a long time.
One of my favorite places is a Taiwanese home-style cooking place called Zai Lai, which means come again. And they have traditional congee with braised pork in it and traditional toppings. They also have tofu over rice and tons of little street foods that you can have. A pork-free chicken place, fried chicken and like an ice cream waffle cone, which always smells so good.
So it's kind of a unique twist on chicken and waffles.
Yeah, and it's very Instagrammable if you're into that kind of stuff.
You'll find all sorts of colorful shops looking for a macaroon, or should I say macaron?
Macaron. They also have rainbow chocolate chip cookies.
And even a shop dedicated to eating raw cookie dough. But don't worry.
Good.
But don't worry, it is safe to eat. They sanitize it, but it is delicious.
They pasteurize the milk and the eggs so that you won't get salmonella from eating raw cookie dough. And it's kind of like a place where smaller vendors can have a spot dedicated to themselves for not like as expensive as in like, let's say like a normal building.
Oh, absolutely.
And there are a lot of pop-up shops here that are only here for like 2 to 3 weeks at a time. Last time I was here, the room behind us, which is now closed, was a place where you can make your own ice cream, where you start from churning milk.
Hey guys, I'm Robbie Frank, and today I'm getting a futuristic gaming experience here at VR World, located in Midtown Manhattan. And not only do you have video games, but you have like interactive like art pieces and music videos. So there's really a lot here. Today I'm going to be showing you some of the best games that they've got at this location. It's going to be a lot of fun. I am pumped. Let's do it. VR World.
I'm Kevin Biles. I'm the brand manager here at VR World NYC. VR World, we have a variety of games that are multiplayer, and all the games that are single player are displayed so that an audience can be involved in the fun. Something that we also have at VR World that's beyond a traditional space that you'd see for entertainment and for video games is the bar. We have a variety of nootropic cocktails, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic, so that you can expand your experience with VR. So this is Rich's plank experience. So you're going to step into an elevator, travel up over 50 stories, and then walk out on the plank. What happens next is up to you.
Got my, is this a hygienic mask? Is that?
Face mask, yep.
All right, let's do it.
So if you take a small step back,
Okay.
teeny tiny, and look around you, you're going to see that you're in an elevator.
Oh boy, I am in an elevator.
In front of you, you'll see this Vive controller. Do you see this right here? Yep, go ahead. Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
It should be floating right there. Do you see it right there?
Okay. Okay, I got it.
Right there. And then hit the play button right there. So up you go.
Okay.
And I'll take this from you. You won't need it where you're going because the plank is waiting for you. Now I've got my hands out here in front of you.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
But it's all you.
That's pretty high up.
So find the plank with your feet.
Okay. Okay.
Here we go.
When you step onto the plank, there is definitely this sense of vertigo. You're like 50 stories up in the air, and even though you know that you're only like an inch off the ground, there's still the sense that like, if I fall, I'm going to die.
Yeah, that self-preservation kicks in and your brain can't ignore. Your intellectual brain is saying, it's fine, it's not real, but the other one is going, but what if it isn't? And that line that we play with is really what makes VR special, I think. That's what makes it magical. Definitely a great first experience to get people kind of into the reality of what the immersion is and how VR can affect your body in a real way.
Step to the left, okay.
Here, we'll
Step off.
Yep.
Okay.
Now we're going to face off against orcs in a head-to-head archery competition.
Sounds good. I'm gonna get my Legolas on.
Don't put that on. Make sure it's nice and clear for you.
Right about there.
Perfecto. Nice shooting.
Down the pike. There's a lot of them. Okay, gotta be careful of those hammers. Ooh, got me. To the face. Oh. Okay, I got the gate.
Nice.
Ooh. Gotta get him in the crosshairs. It's very different from playing a game like where you're looking at a flat screen. It is completely immersive. Like every direction, up, down, left, right, everything is this virtual world.
And having that depth of field really makes a huge difference. Being able to see something off in the distance, fire an arrow, watch it travel through, and hit the intended target. That's so gratifying too, and it really feels, I mean, you can feel it, right? You're in the game, you were ducking, you're moving.
Even just the process of winding back the arrow is a pretty cool experience, right? Because you have to line it up. It's not just pressing a button.
Yeah, having that accuracy to pull it back in the right way and release in just the right time to let that soar and hit the target. Yeah,
100%.
It definitely takes skill.
Me and Kevin here are going to be going from allies to
enemies.
Straight up enemies.
The blood feud has begun. We're going to be going back in time about roughly 600 years. No one's counting though, so don't worry about it. We're going to be facing off as champion jousters in the medieval joust. We'll do it in front of an arena of adoring fans, yourself included, and we'll see who comes out the winner.
All right, well, see about that.
George here is going to get us in and explain how the rules work.
Sounds good.
You speak, go faster, don't make your horse go.
So it's like voice activated, kind of.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You'll swing with your right hand to hit your opponent. Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Just make some noise and the horse will go faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Choose your weapon. Okay. For my king. Yeah. I like that it's voice activated. That's kind of a different take on this. Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. Yeah. If I use the axe here, do I throw it?
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't work. Yeah.
It's all tied up.
All tied up. You're going down, Kev. Yeah.
Oh, double dismount. This is the Sanghua flying jet. This is going to simulate an experience of you flying through the sky, and it's going to actually use this gigantic machine in order to accomplish it in the real world. And you're going to be flying through space basically as a biomechanic suit warrior fighting off an evil robot that's trying to invade the city. So it's a lot of fun. It's really thrilling.
It's like Avengers in real life.
A lot of people have asked, what's the interaction level? Do I have to aim or do anything like this? And all I tell them is you just hold on and scream.
Roller coaster on your face is a good description.
Yeah.
You're barrel rolling, you're doing all of these things that it complements what's going on screen, it makes that motion feel so much more immersive.
As we say at VR World when you get out of the headset, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome to the bar, and I hope you've had a good time, and you're welcome back anytime. Now that we've got our drinks, we've come here up to the mezzanine where we have 360 content, art, curated content, and museum and documentaries so that you can experience. One of the things that makes VR World different than your average entertainment spot is that we actually immerse you in not only VR gaming, but also VR intellectual content. What we're going to be getting you in today is called Fistful of Stars, that takes you through the cosmos alongside the Hubble telescope.
I'm just kind of floating. It's kind of like going to an IMAX film, but even more crazy. If my science class was this interesting, I would have been a straight A student. I feel like you're an astronaut almost, and you're floating through space. What's cool about these videos is it's showing you a different side of VR. We're so used to the video game aspect of it, but to see how VR can be used in an artistic way, I think is really, really cool.
Midtown is packed with attractions. If you visit VR World NYC, the Empire State Building is right around the corner. Also very close is Koreatown, where I met up with Kathy for some amazing cuisine.
Going to get one pork dish, a spicy marinated pork, one beef dish, which is non-marinated, I think that's what they say, ribeye. We're going to get the tofu stew, which is really spicy and really yummy. That comes with rice that we're gonna share. Afterwards, we're gonna have some kimchi cold noodles, that's for after barbecue. Complete the meal and cool you down after having the Korean barbecue experience.
Me and Kathy just left Miss Korea. It was an amazing Korean barbecue. Not only were the side dishes really delicious, but it was some of the best meat I've ever had in my life. I mean, the flavors just, they they're a kick in the mouth, and I mean that in the best way. You bite into it, and there's just like this explosion of flavor.
Totally amazing, and I'm so glad I'm not a vegetarian anymore.
I'm going to take you to one of my favorite places to grab some food here in New York City, Chelsea Market. No matter what type of food you're in the mood for, you'll find something here at Chelsea Market. There are over 35 different vendors selling just about every type of food that you can think of. They have seafood, they have tacos, they have Korean ramen. There's even a place you can grab a craft beer, which is pretty cool. I just grabbed myself a Pilsner. That is good. Right now, I'm going to take you down one of my favorite spots here in Chelsea Market. It's called Los Moriscos, which translates to seafood. It's a seafood market here in the facility. You kind of sneak through this little secret passageway to get here, so let me show you around. Along with being able to grab a bite to eat, there are a number of really cool shops here. There's a family-owned bookstore, which has, I think, about 3 locations around the United States. There's also a cool sunglass shop and a smoke shop, if that's your cup of tea, as well as YouTube Studios, which is located right here inside this facility. Now, this place has dramatically changed over the years. It originally started when 8 large bakeries came together and made the New York Biscuit Company, which later went national and would become the National Biscuit Company, which is also known as Nabisco. It's said from some sources that up to 50% of baked goods in the United States were at one point created here in this facility. These bakeries would make everything from saltines to wafers to fig Newtons, and this is actually the birthplace of the Oreo. So if you like that bite-sized snack, this is actually where it was created.
We just threw axes at a wall. Heavy, real, heavy-duty axes.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are in Brooklyn getting our axes handed to us.
We took gigantic, sharp axes, threw them against the wall at a target, and tried to hit bullseye. Who thought that this community needed an axe throwing place? But I gotta be honest, it was super fun. I'd highly recommend it.
So I'm really proud of Kathy because when she first got in there, she was like pretty scared to throw the axe.
I don't trust people.
It was totally safe. They take a lot of precautions. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just that it's very sharp.
In the beginning, I was like, oh my god, I'm
It's
gonna cut my
mostly a
finger
trust
off.
thing
Yeah.
about other people throwing it.
Yeah.
I did lose a finger, but
It's a fun experience if you want to come try it.
I had a good time. Jessie was our instructor today. She was awesome. What do they know about kick axe?
Sometimes they get that they're actually really good at throwing axes, more than they thought they would ever be. It's super pumped up here, depending on what day you come in. You have me, I'm super patient. Kathy was amazing. It's not as scary as you think. It's actually quite therapeutic.
I feel great right now.
Good.
Yeah. You kind of play different games
Games
together.
and harder games, and you don't notice it because you're going for a specific thing each game, but you get better and better.
Stop it like it's hot. You guys are ahead with 1 point.
Like at first I was doing the two-handed throw,
Yeah.
but then I kind of felt like I was better at the one-handed.
Yeah, no. It took me a while to get better at the one hand, but now I use it all the time with eyes closed. Why not?
I almost went no hands. But
No
I wasn't-
hands. I heard that.
No hands, no hands. Use your mind. Use the force.
Hey guys, welcome back. I wanted to showcase some of the holiday markets that they have set up. So if you're getting ready to do some Christmas or some Hanukkah shopping, this is a video you might want to check out. Right now we are at Grand Central Station. They have a holiday market set up until the 24th, but there are also 2 others that we'll be checking out today. One that is in Columbus Circle and one that's over at Bryant Park. So stay tuned. When you come to these holiday markets, they often have a lot of niche shops. I just passed a Harlem-based candle company. Just gotten to our second holiday market. It's right here at Bryant Park on 42nd Street and 6th Avenue. So let's check it out. So I've just been here for a couple of minutes, but I noticed a bunch of really cool shops. One of them was a glass-blown Turkish lamp shop. They had these beautiful lamps shipped in right from Turkey. They also had a metal shop that made all sorts of really interesting Hollywood figurines. They had a life-sized Darth Vader. And I found a shop that I had to splurge at. They had a Vermont maple syrup shop, and I had to buy some. And after you do some shopping, you can go ice skating here at Bryant Park as part of the Winter Village. And if you get hungry, they have a makeshift urban space set up right here, right outside the ice skating rink, so you can chow down while you do some shopping. So we just got to our third and final location, which is right here outside of Columbus Circle. They have another holiday market set up, and you've got all sorts of artists and artisans selling their work. Everything from fashion and jewelry for all you fashionistas out there. There was a shop selling lamps that were made out of paper that had an LED in it.
The star comes along like this, get your hands in and then pop it up. And here it goes. Pom, 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 pom. The Frozen.
There was a shop that made jewelry out of flowers, and they coated it with a resin to solidify it. There was a guy holding aluminum, making all sorts of figurines. Hey guys, welcome back. Robbie here along with my girlfriend Kathy.
Hi guys.
The last few weeks I had been talking about all the things that you can do around Midtown in terms of like a lot of holiday stuff. But today I figured it's enough talking about it and it's time to do it. So Kathy and I, we headed over to Bryant Park and we did some ice skating. It was a lot of fun. We got to go around. For Kathy, it was free because she has her own ice skates.
Yep. You have to tote it around though.
And for me, it was $20 to rent the skates, which honestly isn't too bad, considering like this is New York City and like everything costs a lot more.
Yeah. This is probably the best value ice skating outside like holiday themed ice skating you're gonna get between here, Rockefeller, and Central Park.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. The only thing I would say is where they get you is with the bag check. The bag check is like $15, so.
Yeah, so if you have a lock though, they have lockers for free.
Aha.
So if you're just visiting New York and you have a lock on like your luggage, take that with you and come over here and you just have to pay $20 for the skates.
And if you have a Bank of America card, which I do, you get a 10% discount, which is not a bad deal.
I need to get myself one of those. I think it's nice. It's less crowded definitely than the Rockefeller ice skating rink, and I think it's quite a bit bigger.
Kathy had a good time. She's actually a really good ice skater.
No, I just know how to ice skate from like when I was in the 4th grade.
She like took lessons, so she knows like some tricks and stuff.
Yeah.
I would say I'm a very like middle of the road ice skater. Like I can stay on my feet, but that's about it.
Robbie didn't fall once.
That's true. I don't know why I always had this issue with ice skates. Like I feel like ice skates never fit me well. They always like hurt my feet after like 10 minutes. But we're about to get some hot chocolate. It should be good. We're gonna warm up a little bit. My hands feel like they're getting frostbite. You can go to Rockefeller, you can do that, and I'm sure that's amazing, but it's gonna cost at least double what it's gonna cost to come here. And the ice skating rink, from what I've seen, looks a bit smaller.
Yeah, small and crowded, and also you have a time limit of an hour and a half. This, you just go in, and if you don't come out, you can skate all day long.
And Kathy was kind of telling me she's just gonna like start bringing her skates down now and just start going ice skating.
Because it's free for me.
I'm gonna have to buy a pair of skates.
Yeah, it's super worth it.
Thanks for skating with us through New York City. I hope you enjoyed this episode and hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I'm Robbie Frank, safe travels, and as always, I'll catch you next time.